What is going on, everybody? I am back from this little hiatus. Had to go on a little bit of a hiatus there, but I did not forget about y'all. And now it is time to jump back into the world of Rams football. Because during this little hiatus of mine, I have not been keeping up with the team. I've been kind of peeking my head in here or there to see what the team has been up to, but I hadn't really been following them. But now I find myself intrigued to jump back into the world of Rams football because this is in fact the team that I love, and they have been doing quite a few things. Okay, they've been doing quite a few things. They've let some people go. They have hired some new people, some new coaches, and have cut a parted ways with a few players and coaches. A few I'm not so sure about a few. I'm a little excited about the more I learn about, but all of that we will get to in due time. The purpose of this video here is I was reading Rams Wire last night and I found this little article that just really caught my attention and I thought we should go over it. It would turn out that the Rams and Bobby Wagner, our starting middle linebacker that we just acquired last offseason, have agreed to mutually part ways, as you can see on your screen right here. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Bobby Wagner signed a 5-year deal last offseason worth $50 million, and but it turns out it's just going to be a 1-year contract. And according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, both parties have agreed to part ways, and the Rams will release Wagner only after one season, seeking more cap space ahead of the new league year, which will begin March 15th, next month. Less than a month, really. It's not due to Wagner's performance in 2022, seeing as he was a second-team All-Pro and PFF's top-graded linebacker. The Rams just need to free up money this year. So, more or less, the Rams are broke, and essentially is why a big reason why this move was made. But let's continue on. Wagner played and started all 17 games last season, recording 140 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a career-high 6 sacks. Unfortunately, his individual performance didn't translate into team success as the Rams went 5-12 and missed the playoffs for just the second time in 6 seasons under Sean McVay, setting a record, mind you, for most losses by a Super Bowl winning team in the Super Bowl era. Okay? I love the Rams, man. I love them. I do. I love them. They just know how to hit all the right buttons, man. Let me tell you. Jesus Christ. All right. Moving on. As here's the tweet right here. Rams and 9-time All-Pro Bobby Wagner mutually agree to part ways on Thursday. Sources tell ESPN. And this is kind of what stood out to me. Rams need more cap space, which was relatively evident. And Wagner wants to win. He will now be a notable part of the free agent class. So, by Bobby saying he wants to be part of a winner, he is, according to him, he seems to believe that the Rams do not appear to be in contention or do not have the mindset of being a contender this upcoming season, the 2023 football season. Which would suck. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Coming back, man. Coming back, y'all. Just coming back into the world of Rams football. I can't wait. Love this team. by releasing Wagner, even though they drive me crazy sometimes, with moves like this. But I digress. By releasing Wagner, the Rams will save $5 million in cap space. He was set to have a charge of $12.5 million in 2023. Okay? But he will only count $7.5 million against the cap in dead money as of right now. Pardon me. Even with the financial savings, this is a stunning move for the Rams, I should say. For sure. So, what do I think about all this? Well, I'll tell you. I have had this feeling that the Rams were going to cut some of our players this offseason. I have felt we were going to lose some people this offseason for sure. For the main reason, as y'all know, the Rams pushed all their chips in to win the Super Bowl in 2021. All right, we did a bunch of trades, did a bunch of good contract deals for a bunch of high value, top tier players. Okay? And you want to know something? It worked. It worked. We won the Super Bowl. Something I'm very, very proud of the team of, and very, very happy that they made the moves. I have been very happy for these trades. It's exciting. They just moved. They moved to LA, well, several years ago, but you know what I mean. They just moved. They're trying to build up the fan base, which can be a little difficult in a place like LA. So they're trying to make splashes, like big signings, big contracts, in order to kind of jumpstart the fan base in that area, which I understand. And pardon me, this damn pollen. And I've enjoyed it from a lifelong fan that bleeds blue and yellow. I have enjoyed this the past several years, and I've been very, very happy. Unfortunately, now that we've won the Super Bowl, it is time. The bill has come due, as they say. So the Rams are trying to get themselves financially stable before this upcoming offseason begins, March 15th. And unfortunately, a big way to do that is releasing some of these players. So Bobby Wagner being released is a surprise to me. I actually did not see this coming. Quite frankly, despite the fact knowing the Rams were going to indeed release some people this offseason, I did not think Bobby would be one of them, and I'm not particularly happy that Bobby is one of them either. The thing is, we just signed him to a multi-year deal last year, and I'm not going to pretend, y'all, okay? I'm not going to pretend to be this big financial expert in the cap, okay? Okay, I'm not an analyst, okay? I'm a fan. This is just a fan venting his opinion about a team he loves on the internet, all right? That's all I am, okay? So I'm not going to pretend to understand the cap and everything like going into it, though I will theorize and give my opinion. And I don't know, what's that expression? It doesn't really pertain here, but the juice is not necessarily worth the squeeze. It doesn't really apply to this scenario. Forgive me, but the point I'm trying to make is we save $5 million by releasing him, because he was due to have 12.5 be paid $12.5 million this year, and I just like, is saving the 5, is it really worth it though? Is there not other places on this team that we could maybe make that money up? Bobby Wagner was like rated one of the top linebackers last year, a position, mind you, that the Rams have historically struggled in for a very long time. And you're you're basically trading one of the best linebackers, okay, in the league to save $5 million. Now, I understand. I'm sure it is not that simple, and I'm sure there's more to it. All right, but it's kind of what it looks. That's kind of what it looks like to me, and I understand they're trying to save up some money. Maybe they're trying to address other areas of the team, which I get, but I don't know if the move was worth it, and I don't think I personally would have made it myself. But then again, that's why I'm not a GM, and I'm just Joe Smo on the street, you know, on the outside looking in. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a little surprising. You know, I don't. It's I don't know, man. I don't know if this was particularly a good move. I have uh, I have kind of seen some rumblings that perhaps Bobby asked for this. You know, maybe it was a situation where the Rams. I could see a situation where the Rams came to Bobby, and this is probably what happened in my opinion. They're like, "Hey, Bobby, we're kind of broke. We need to restructure your contract, please. Do you think you could do that?" And I think Bobby may have said no. And basically, then they just agreed to part ways. Okay? The fact that he says he wants to play for a contender is a bit worrisome, but the reality here is that the Rams will be going towards somewhat of a rebuild. The word, it's just it is. You know, we won the Super Bowl, we spent all these picks, we spent all this money. Now we got to build up our roster again for the most part, depth wise. Personally, I still believe we can be competitive next year, but I understand from that they will be needing to rebuild. They will be needing to stockpile picks. Okay, I'm not blaming them for doing this wheeling and dealing and splashing and trades. I was all for it. I was cheering. I was happy. I was very happy about it. Okay, not blaming them for that. It's just now maybe we need to take a more traditional approach, kind of stockpile our picks, save some money, and maybe find some good, cheap, young players who are not injury prone. Okay, not injury prone. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, no injury prone players. Nothing against them, but we need some young, healthy players who are talented and can play for cheap. Easy, right? We'll see. We'll see though. You know, we'll cut it off here. You know, Bobby, it's unfortunate Bobby had to be a part of the 5-12 team, you know. And I really wanted Bobby when he was a free agent last offseason. I was glad we got him. I was hoping he would stay. But it just wasn't meant to be. And he will be moving on to a new team this season. Sucks. It sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. Rams are trying to get their finances in order, and we'll see. When it comes right down to it, we really didn't need Bobby to win the Super Bowl in 2021, so maybe that's part of their thinking process. So, but we'll see. I'm gonna cut off the video here. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. All right, talking Rams football with y'all. I know I was gone for a little bit, but now I'm happy to be back. Kind of jump back into the Ram football world with the draft on the onset, and we'll kind of break down, kind of keep an eye on what the Rams are doing, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions on what I agree, disagree with, this, that, and the other. So we'll see. All right, that's gonna be it. I'll talk to you guys soon. And as always, y'all, go Rams.